Hello, this is Reverend Michelle, and my talk today is on planting seeds. It's springtime, so that's on a lot of our minds right now, especially those of us who are sheltered in and have more time than we generally do to plant. And I love springtime. It is my absolute favorite time of the year. I love watching the trees leaf, the flowers bloom. I love the new growth. I call it spring green, and it's absolutely my favorite color, and I look forward to seeing it every year. So this is my first real effort in planting a garden. I've thought about it for years, and I've definitely benefited from the fruits of other people's gardens, which I am very grateful for. But I hadn't had that actual experience for myself. It's kind of like yoga. I've talked about it, thought about it for 20 years, but not done it. So I did not reap the benefits of that. So who knows, maybe yoga's next. And as I thought about this thinking, but not putting it into action, I thought of the statement that we hear around our community, and that is treat and move your feet, or pray and get into action. It's wonderful to have ideas and to plan and to dream, but unless we actually do the activities required for it to grow, then we don't have a harvest. Ernest Holmes talks a lot about planting seeds. He equated the planting process as being the idea, but more importantly, he wrote about making sure the soil, our mind, was ready to accept the idea we are planting. It's great to have an idea, to think about doing something, but if I haven't prepared the soil of my mind with a nourishing and healthy environment and made it ready to receive my ideas, then it will just wither on the vine and never come to harvest. So this year, I started my planting with flowers, then tomatoes, then a trip to the nursery for squash and cucumbers, rosemary, and mint. I planted a succulent garden just for the beauty of it, just so that I can go out in the morning and look at it and enjoy it. I blessed each plant before I put it into the ground, knowing that the earth and the plant or the seed will then do what they know how to do, what is inherently in them. And then I become the caretaker. I go out each morning to see if they need watering, to make sure they're getting enough sun, and see if they need a little Reiki. That's always a good thing. It brings me joy now, and soon it will bring me vegetables. And just as I must be diligent about my backyard garden and the seeds that I plant in it, I must also be careful and aware of the seeds that I plant in my heart and in my mind. I ask myself, what do you want to grow? Do you want love and unity, compassion, peace, and wisdom? If this is what I want to grow, then those are the seeds that I must plant. I must make sure that the soil of my mind is ready to receive them, that provides a fertile ground for them to grow. And I must keep thoughts of the opposite out of my mind. As I prepare the soil for my garden, I'm making sure that the soil is rich, that there's enough water, that all is ready to receive the seed. And just with my mind and with my heart, I must do the same thing. And I can do that with prayer treatment, with meditation, with inspirational music, with inspirational readings, and also sitting and talking with friends, talking about my ideas or the things that I am having difficulty with, and then listening to their perspective. You know, you've been with friends before, and you've had a really good experience, and you've gone home then, and you thought about what they said, about the words that they planted in you. It's a very important thing that we do for each other. We plant seeds all of the time in other people's hearts and minds, so to do that consciously is very important, especially when we have children around. Definitely children and grandchildren, nieces, nephews. Children listen to what we say, and they watch what we do, and those seeds are planted in them. So if I want to plant love and unity and peace, then I'm careful with my words. I'm careful with my actions. I want to be conscious and ask Spirit to guide me and help me. Our treatment says that God lives in us, through us, and as us. And when we treat and ask that the words that come out of our mouths, the seeds that we plant, are those from Spirit, then that is really planting a healthy seed in a healthy environment. And then the unavoidable happens. Weeds. Weeds are in every garden, and us humans can get in the weeds with our thoughts. And when this happens, some human says or does something that I feel resentful towards, or I'm angry with, or I feel separated from. When this happens, I have a choice. I can pluck that out with my tools that we talked about, meditation and prayer and music, and talking to others and getting a good perspective on it, or I can feed it. I can feed it with thoughts like, why would they do that to me? They must not care. On and on until those weeds grow. They take away the nourishment that I want to be giving to the thoughts of unity, love, and peace. And if left unattended, they will entirely choke out that with the weeds of separation.